Lil Durk is releasing his new album, Almost Healed, on May 26th, after we thought we were going to get it last Friday. But today I wanted to look at what we can expect on this new album and what I expect personally. Now, there are a bunch of really educated guesses that we can make based on stuff he's said and he's shown us. So let's jump straight into this. If you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe and become part of this community. Oh, and also go cop that fresh merch and listen to my new songs in the description. Real quick, if you don't want to listen to this, make sure to skip 10 seconds into the future, but you can now sign up for my free newsletter with the first link in the description. It comes every Sunday and details everything that's been happening over the past week, so make sure to do that. Now, as I said, there are a bunch of educated guesses that we can make, and I want to start out with the title because obviously that does hold some meaning. So the album title is called Almost Healed, and this almost healed state always, when it comes to Durk and the way that he's been rolling this out, refers to him healing from the trauma, from the losses that he's experienced in his life. You know, we had D-Thang got killed last year, we had Von the year before, so Durkio's always, you know, that's always been a part of him, that loss and the public grief that he's been going through. And to me, that was always a part of the OG cover art, and a bunch of y'all also said this, how that should be interpreted, because the people around him are the people that are still with him. Those are his friends, those are, you know, his people, his family that are still there, but obviously the ones that are not there anymore are not represented here. So I do think that this healing part and him kind of going through these phases of loss and grief will play a role in this new album and also in the substance matter. Now, what I wanted to also touch on was that XXL interview that he gave for his cover story, because he said a bunch of interesting stuff in there. For example, we thought still that this wouldn't be called The Voice 2.0, so that's why it's said The Voice 2.0, but it's Almost Healed. They asked him, your new album, The Voice 2.0, is going to be a reflection of some of your life changes. What's your vision for it? And he said growth. That's what the 2.0 stands for, just to be on another level, just not only music wise, like the things around me, like I told you, growing from the friends around me, management, sitting with the mayor, we doing big charity things. Neighborhood Heroes, the foundation I founded. And this is true, he founded a foundation, the Durk Banks Scholarship Fund. I think this is disconnected from the Neighborhood Heroes Foundation. Let me know if you got more info on this though. But, you know, he's trying to give back to the community, to the people that helped him get to the place where he is today. And I think that that will also play a huge role. This growth aspect of him not trying to fall into the same patterns over and over again, but him maturing in the substance matter, what he's talking about. Then another part of the interview that I thought was interesting was they asked him, you've lost important people in your life, from your past manager, OTF Chino in 2015, then consecutive years of Von and your brother D-Thang being killed. What helped you to keep moving forward during those moments of great loss? And he said, just kids and all our goals. My brother's goals, do this. Von goals, do this. Chino goals. So I use all our goals. I feel like if I stop or do some dumbass shit, it's like they pass for nothing. So that obviously also weighs heavy on him, and we'll definitely see that in this project as well. Maybe it'll be more focused. Maybe he has some intention going into this, and it's not just trying to make, you know, the next big hit. I think that will definitely be reflected in the album. Some more things that showcase this growth or this maturing that Durkio was going through were when he was asked, you have a therapist now, and he said, I got a therapist so I cope different. You know, it don't just gotta be I'm finna go take all these drugs or I'm finna go get my feelings like this. I got my family, I got my girl, I got a therapist, I got my kids, and I got the studio. So he's saying he's doesn't necessarily want to, you know, fall into this, oh, I feel down, so I'm just going to take all these drugs. Something that Durkio has definitely done in the past. Like, that's always been a substance matter of his music. And he's saying he doesn't want to do that anymore, which I thought was pretty interesting, but it also reflects this growth phase that he's in. Also, something that I just thought was commendable, he's apparently trying to get his GED, so his diploma still. He said, you wanted to get your GED, is that something you're still planning to do? And he says, yeah, I got a tutor now. I did it before, but I was unfocused. I just started back up, so I'm definitely doing good with that. I'm just getting my mind and my body right and getting more into the religion, being a Muslim. Just making my brothers and make them make better decisions. Leading by example. So this dude is really like just trying to be a better person all around. that will definitely be reflected in the music too. Now, also, the last thing that I want to kind of pinpoint from that interview was his influence from Jay-Z, meeting Jay and stuff like that. And they asked him, this new chapter of Durk, so the one we're always pointing out right now, is you starting over. What's your goal in this next part of your life? And he said, putting the team on, putting the family on as a whole, just, you know, how Rockefeller and them was just building an empire, just build an empire outside of music. So him also following other business goals, other empire goals, if you want to say so, outside of the music, I think is always something very interesting. We know he has a trucking business going on, so he's buying 18-wheelers and like renting them out. That is something that I always thought was very interesting about Durk. He also owns a couple of restaurants, I think. So Durk has always been someone that's been heavily, you know, trying to diversify his whole, you know, his whole life and how he's making money, his income streams. Definitely always thought that that was commendable. Now, when it comes to the music we've heard so far, we got one single, All My Life with J. Cole, and that one is definitely a positive song. That song is not like some old Durkio, just either the drill Durkio or like the melodic Durkio. This one is like, you know, him trying new things, him trying to get on a more positive note. I mean, J. Cole opens the song with, Durkio told me he'd been on some positive shit. So that's, you know, that's how the song opens. And that's, you know, in the song, you can hear him trying to turn his life around and be a better influence for everybody that is looking up to him. That doesn't mean it will all just be cliche, just corny, positive music. We can also hear some, you know, old drill Durkio, the stuff that maybe the OG fans want, in some unreleased snippets. This doesn't mean that we're straying completely away from either way of those sounds, but this just means that there'll be a good mix of everything together in this album. So I think this growth aspect will be the most important part of this new album. I think we'll definitely hear some sort of evolution from the sound of 7220, because I think he just doesn't want to make a playlist of songs anymore. That's kind of how I saw 7220, but rather an album where you kind of leave and you're like, okay, so this was actually some really positive shit, some, you know, stuff that I want to go back to and kind of experience again. I'm at least hoping. You know, I dropped a video recently where it says Lil Durk's big chance of becoming an international superstar. If you're a fan and you want to get my take on that, make sure to go check that one out as well, because that one is also very interesting. But until then, I mean, now the release date got, you know, pushed back. May 26th, Almost Healed, Lil Durk's new album. Make sure you're there, and you know, I'm going to be listening to it on Twitch live with y'all, so make sure you also follow me on Twitch. And until then, let me know what you think about this. What are your expectations? What do you make of his statements of the single so far? Let me know all your thoughts on this in the comments down below. If you watched this video to the end and liked it, and you want to stay up to date with all current hip-hop events and releases, make sure to subscribe, turn on notifications, hit that like button, and go follow my social media, and most importantly, join my Discord in the description. Until the next one, you'll have an incredible day, and y'all take care.